Run all the way up to the wall. She's got a foot and a half there. She tracks off a 2, we saw. Off a 3. Nice margin.
I'd be quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Looking at the checkered flag, lap number 4 for Simone is 224.171. So she picked it up a bit on lap 4 from lap 3. 224.228 is the average. And that puts her in 16th position, inside of row number 6 right now. Ryan Briscoe is going to be our next qualifier here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ryan Briscoe has been the 5th fastest in practice, turning in that best lap earlier today at 226.829. So this will be the 3rd and final car from Team Penske to qualify today. Elio is P2 and Will Power is P4. Jack?
Taking a look, though, at the way Ryan Briscoe's month has gone, this is his best, what we call mock qualifying effort. See that number? 224.880 miles per hour. Now, that was set in much cooler track temperatures, much cooler ambient temperatures than he's running in right now. Ambient has gone almost to 85 degrees, guys. Track temperature, over 112.
Certainly a lot different from any other day earlier today. Ryan Briscoe seeking a start in his 5th Indy 500. His best start was last year. He was in the middle of the front row, and his best finish was 15th last year. His best finish here was in 2007 when he finished in 5th position. Here's the green flag, and Ryan Briscoe is on his way.
.221 warm-up lap. Like it may be in the 225 range, which for these conditions, that's pretty stout.
The driver that is going to be the first knocked out of the 24 is Milka Duno with an average of 222.4. Lap number 1 for Ryan Briscoe, 225.483.
So maintaining that, we just slotted in on the ruler there at P7, if you can keep that up.
Right on that number. He's slipped just a little on that end of the racetrack, slipping a little here, just thousandths of a second on each one of those. Still in the 225.3 range.
You know, and as he's in the car just saying, okay, what can I continue to do to go faster outside of the adjustments that he has in the car, is just being as smooth and precise as possible with that steering wheel. You know, if I don't have to let the car run out too high, I won't, because the further I let it run out, that's a longer distance around here. So every little thing he can do to shave speed off with just subtle movements with his hands on the wheel makes a difference.
Tim Cindric on the right, Roger Penske on the left. The owner and the president of Penske Racing. White flag for Ryan Briscoe. 3rd lap comes in at 225.240.
Just hovering there. 9th place. We know that's going to be an important number today right now. Justin Wilson is the person shown in 9th. Now you see the ruler advance to 8th. So finishing more strongly.
Starting to use a little bit more track as he's coming off there.
They probably told him, you're right on the edge of where we want you to be. Let's bring her up.
But remember, his foot is flat out on the gas,
yeah.
so it's the tools in his hands that he's going to use. He can't push that throttle any further.
4th lap, 225.443. The average is 225.365, and he is P8 in the middle of row number 3 as we speak. And now Tony Kanaan moves on to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He has had problems after problem at the running of the 500, including last year.
No, we have a huge crash and a second contact.
Oh, something broke.
Tony Kanaan into the wall hard for the second year in a row.
And the car kind of careened back toward the middle of the racetrack and then all of a sudden slapped the wall hard again. He laid down a debris field all the way up against the outside retaining wall.
It's so sad to see this great driver every time he comes to Indy have some sort of a problem.
It's one thing to be going into a turn at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and there are his stats in 7 of 8 races. He has led a total of 214 laps, and the only race he did not lead was last year. It's one thing to be going down the straightaway and entering a turn and saying, oh my gosh, I'm not where I should be and I'm going to hit the wall. It's another to be like he was, going down the straightaway and all of a sudden the car turns right into the wall with no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, you've got to be mystified.
Yeah.
Like, wait, did that happen? Am I in a dream? Wake up.
And he did say that the secondary hit, that when he was on his way there, he thought that could well be the end. And he praised the safety and the safer barriers, because after that glancing blow, you're just like a rocket sled at that point. Nothing you can do.
Yep.
Absolute passenger.
The green flag for Tony Kanaan.
Well, let's think about what was...
Oh, look out!
Oh, no!
Keep it off the wall now.
Save it, save it.
Oh, come on! Oh, it's unbelievable.
I was just going to say, we heard from his teammate Danica with what she was saying her car was doing. Let's see what he's got right then. Oh, man. Wow. Okay, he's got his visor up. That's a good signal to the safety guys and the wheel coming off.
Problem after problem is what I just said during the race, and now it's reared its ugly head here in qualifying.
He also tried to gas it, but the problem was he was in the short chute. There's no straightaway to work with, like Marias at least had the back straightaway. There's just no way once the thing started.
Yeah, when you were saying keep it off, but there's another corner coming.
I know, there's another corner coming. If that had been a straightaway, he had a shot, but unfortunately it was a short chute.
Man, oh man.
And I think, Bob, we were just talking earlier in the week that, you know, TK is definitely a sentimental favorite of ours, and I think a lot of people, and now you just see this happen again and again. And, you know, earlier in the week, his attitude, I mean, you know, he was so confident and with the product he had and where they were going with that Andretti Autosport car.
Yeah, you know, I think back to the days when I was growing up and worshiping race drivers, as I still do. But Lloyd Ruby, of course, was always one of my favorites, and he never won here and just had problem after problem. And this is the problem that Tony Kanaan had on his first lap of qualifying.
And boy, you can just see him light up as soon as he knows he's in trouble. Just listen.
There he's on the gas. He's on the gas. He's trying to keep it off.
He was just exiting the car.
Yeah. And then right at the end, he decides to lock him up.
He was like,
come on. You know, looking at that, what caused that is just, I think, you know, there was not a quick snap or anything like that. It was a function of just the tire pressures coming up to operating pressures and temperature. That's all that was. And just it just makes the car wiggle around. It kind of worms around just that little bit, and it set it off.
So we've had 2 incidents now. Mario Marias a little bit earlier, and now Tony Kanaan. Speaking of Marias, Robbie is with one of the principal owners of that team, KB Racing Technology, Kevin Kalkoven.
And Kevin, you just see how tough it is behind the wheel here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's tough in your camp as well. All of your drivers have hit the wall this week.
Yeah, it's certainly not been one of the weeks we'd have chosen. But fortunately with Mario's car, damage was pretty limited, and he'll be back out on the track. So that's the good news. And we haven't had any serious injuries, and that's the other good news.
Yeah, Paul scrubbed the wall earlier today, and I believe he's going to get his shot here very soon. But Marias able to get it. We have the crash on video. Take one look. Have you talked about Marias, talked to Marias about his crash?
Yeah. You know, obviously he's concerned more than, yeah, there it goes. The reality is that he was just trying just that little bit too hard. You know, all the drivers have had very little practice this week, and you know it's beginning to show. And the practice they've had is in different